Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in today's video we are going to be summoning some shards. There is a special event going on at the moment. I say special, there's an event going on every single day these days, but there is a chance at a ×10 for a Gnut from Sacred, Primal, and Ancient shards, and is also a ×10 from Grisor. We're not really looking at the Grisor, we don't have any Void shards. It's a very good champion, but I don't have any Void shards for it. The main reason why we're doing this, there is also a 1+1 event. Now, if you want legendary champions in this game, like my account, I have most of the epics in the game. There are a few epics, the newer ones that I don't have that I would really like, but if you want legendary champions, this is by far the most efficient time to pull your shards, because it is the best rate of legendaries you're going to get from a sacred shard. Now, obviously, there is a fusion starting tomorrow, which is in the back of my mind that maybe I shouldn't be pulling shards. I always say to people, if you want to do the fusion, you probably need somewhere in the region of 4 sacred shards, because often the first component or the first step on a summon rush is around about 2150, like 2150 points, which is just a little bit over for sacred shards. Now, they have been inflating those prices. I'm not saying that's going to be it for certain. There's always a risk, but generally, if you're in the vicinity of around about 4 sacred shards, you should be in a good position. Now, I also have in the back of my mind that there is a new Doom Tower rotation, which means at the top of this, we're going to get 2 sacred shards. So we're going to get 2 sacred shards here, so I can go all the way down to about 2 sacred shards if I follow my own rule. Now, there is clan boss reset. Let's see if we get anything. CVC is going on right now, so we have a lot of clan boss chests. We get a sacred shard. This is a good start. Maybe this is a good omen if we get a sacred shard. We get 2 sacred shards. What the hell is going on? Okay, this is a good omen. This means that a Gnut is on the way, for sure, for certain. 2 sacred shards and a void shard. We might as well pull that for the Grisor. So we picked up 2 sacred shards. So that basically puts us on 9. So I can pull 7 here pretty comfortably and still have enough for the summon rush. I've got 61 engines as well, so my champion chase is sorted. We also have lots of champions here, so we're in a pretty good position in terms of the champion chase. I won't pull primals because they're so rare that I'm not going to pull them on a random ×10. The only time I'd probably pull primals is if there's a ×2 boosted event, or if they're doing something special around it. I'm just like farming and acquiring them at the moment. So let's pull a void shard first. Let's warm up. Maybe we get a Grisor out of this. We probably won't. It'll probably be a rare champion. It's always the case with voids. We're just building up the mercy. What I tend to do with my void shards these days is if there is a ×10 for a champion that I know I need, like a Yumiko or a Siphi or a Grisor here, these types of champions are actually very, very high power, very, very impactful, then I will pull a void shard. I'll just pull them on all the time, because eventually the mercy is going to kick in and I'll eventually get a good chance at getting one of those champions. I won't pull them for a bad ×10. I'm not going to pull them if it's like a Jingwon, or if it's like an Aileel, or if it's like, one of those champions, or a Void Legendary I already have, like a Venus. I'm not going to pull it for those. It's only for the specific arena Void Legendaries, because that is where my account needs the most amount of love. So why are we pulling for Gnut? Well, I've already got a Gnut. You're thinking, why do you need another one? You can do ungodly things with 2 Gnuts. Absolute ungodly things, because it's a simple numbers game. When you use a Gnut A3, it is a Blessed Bash. It will hit the enemy and it will deal 10% of the target's maximum HP for each hit. So it's effectively 30% of the boss's HP. Now, if you have 2 of them, it is 60% of the boss's HP. So when it comes to things like Shogun, Sand Devil, you are killing over half the boss's HP in one rotation. You can do things with Gnut that you cannot do with other champions. It's better than Acrisia. Acrisia is only 20%. This guy is 33% more efficient at single target boss killing than Acrisia. So really, actually having 2 Gnuts opens up so many more different teams available to you. It's kind of like when you get your first Seer or you get your first Kaima. It makes so many different available options to you that it's unreal, that it's ungodly what you can do. Like when you get a 6-star Seer, for example, in Crushing Rend, some of the things that you can get away with is just not even healthy for the game, probably. So that's kind of like, I was tempted already. The Panda is very good, but a Gnut is more impactful for my account, a second one, than the new Panda fusion. So we're going to pull for it. I don't normally do shard pull videos, to be honest, but sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. We'll probably get 7 epics. If we, that's what you have to do when you go into this. You have to be realistic. It's probably going to be 7 epics. But let's go. Let's see what we get. First summon out. It's an epic. Okay. Necro Hunter. We already got that. Now, I would like some of the newer epics like Creodon. I don't have Creodon. That would be really helpful. There's another epic. What have we got here? These are not the epics I want. Soul Drinker. I would really like some of these newer epics that have come out into the game. Another epic. Bushi. We are running through the 2020 catalog of epic champions that nobody ever uses anymore. There's another epic. This is not going very well. Visionary. Actually a really, really solid epic. A lot of people didn't think when she got released she was that good. You get a 24% aura. Increased crit rate. Increased crit damage. Turn meter fill. Decreased crit rate. Decreased crit damage. It's very, very good carry for your team. Don't sleep on Visionary. It's a very good champion. Will we get a legendary? That's kind of the key here. Another Bushi. What is the chances of pulling 2 Bushis with all the epics in the game, honestly? We've got like 2 more summons before it gets really like ropey. Come on. 1+1. That's not... Hexia. That's not what you want. 1 more. Ah... I can't pull champions. It's so brutal. So now we got a question. Do we just go for this last 2 and hope we get some clan boss rewards? I'm pretty sure the summon rush is not this week, but next week. Could be wrong. We won't know about the schedule. You can't really know. You got to make the judgment now. I'm going to go for it. Come on. We wanted 1+1. 1+1. Ah. That's a Cornelia. We've got one of those. Last attempt. Are we going to get anything? Oh, yes. Kyoku. Okay. What are we going to get? Come on, Gnut. Come on, Gnut. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, that's rough. That is rough. We already have a Harvest Jack and we already have a Kyoku. Times 10 is a myth. I should have mentioned that at the start of the video. Times 10 odds don't give you that much better odds. Oh, that's painful. I mean, we get the 1+1 at least, but that is not great. I mean, does it give us anything in Faction Guardians? I mean, the Undead Hordes is already maxed out. So, I mean, we can, like, +1 a Saito. That's kind of rubbish. What about this? What about the Shadowkin? That's just 3rd Kyoku. Oh, that's brutal. That's, like, literally the most useless 2 sets of champions I could get for the account. Because it gives me nothing. I'm never going to build a second Harvest Jack. I can't put any Faction Guardians in. I can't even upgrade the Kyoku to a +2 because then you lose all your Faction Guardians. You don't really gain much from it either. It's just utterly useless. That's utterly useless. I mean, there's not even like there's any champions you could like empower because a +1 is pointless, right? The only time you'd ever want to do it is if you could empower, like, take like a 3 duplicate and still use it, but there's just nothing there. Absolute waste of time. This is a kind of an example of why I don't pull shards anymore for my main account, because I just don't get anything of value. Like all of those epics. So from 9 ancient shards, we basically got 2 Bushis, a Visionary, a Excruciator, a Necro Hunter, a Cornelia, a Soul Drinker, and a Hexia. And then those legendaries. Like, they're just useless. I have so many of those champions. I can't really get... Somehow, I'm just unable to pick up a Creodon. He's been very difficult. It's the one champion I've been like, it's basically the one epic I'm looking for, and a Swarin. Those 2 are the 2 epics I'm kind of still on the hunt for because I want to do some content around, is Gory better than Creodon? But I can't really do it until I've actually got those epic champions. You can see I've got pretty much every other epic champion. Somehow we don't have Corpse Collector. It's an achievement. But you can see every other epic in the game I pretty much have acquired either through a fusion event and then fed it. Obviously, we haven't summoned the Wuzgar. That's a relatively new epic. But the more epics they continuously add to the game, the harder it becomes to get very select few improvements. So you end up having this walk-away feeling of, okay, cool, I pulled 9 Sacred Shards and I got nothing to show for it. And that's really kind of a problem because I still haven't got Colin. Poor Colin. Because that problem then basically means it disincentivizes me from pulling any shards in the future. I know the 1+1 is the best way to get legendaries, which is why I did it. But then when you get the 2 useless legendaries, you're like, why did I even bother? And now I'm basically a bit under pressure because I have to hope that the clan boss is going to give me enough sacred shards that I can catch up for the summon rush that's going to be in the fusion. And hopefully the summon rush is after this weekend. So I got a few more days. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult because really, when we're looking at summoning events, sacred shards are for summon rush, ancient shards are for champion chase, and then void shards are incidental when you need them. Primal shards, you don't get enough of them. It's just not enough of them there, so you ignore them. Anyway, that is my 1+1 summons. Let me know in the comments below, did you go for this as well? Did you get a better champion? Did you get some legendaries that improved your account? I saw some people walking away with like Kaimars and stuff. That is the dream that I was hoping for, but unfortunately I didn't get it. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.